are a bit murkier. Back with us to discuss is Arkansas Senator Tom Cotton and the author of the brand new book, Only the Strong. Senator, welcome back. All right, so you are a veteran. We've talked to a lot of veterans who are running for Congress this year. As we discussed in the last segment, you devoted an entire chapter in your book called Neutering the Military, where you call out Democrats for their policies. How important is it that we elect more veterans in Congress? Is that the solution?
I think Congress could use a lot more veterans. I think we're going to get more veterans as my generation of troops gets into our 40s and our 50s, when it's more typical to start running for Congress. I think that'd be a good thing. It's always good to have that kind of frontline experience and to understand the point of view of a private or a sergeant or a lieutenant, not just the point of view of generals in the Pentagon.
All right, so you've been traveling around the country. You've done campaign stops in Ohio for J.D. Vance. You've been in Georgia for Herschel Walker. You were in Pennsylvania for Dr. Oz. These are obviously the key pivotal states. Tell me, based on what you've seen so far, how do you see things playing out?
Oh, I'm very confident we're going to win the House and the Senate next week. I don't want to hazard an exact number, but I'm going to say I think it'll be a comfortable majority in both, because the American people want to put the brakes on the Democrats' radical ideology. The American people have a great deal of common sense. They're very sensible and practical about the problems we face. They're not ideologues, unlike Joe Biden and the Democrats in Washington. That's why they're going to repudiate the ideological approach of the last 2 years and elect Republicans who are dedicated to common sense solutions, like getting control of our borders, stopping the runaway spending that is driving this inflation, recognizing that we should produce our own oil and gas and coal rather than go hat in hand to dictatorships like Venezuela or Iran, and that we finally have to take a stand against China if we want to continue to live in a free and stable world.
Okay, I know you said you didn't want to put a number on it, but your colleague in the Senate, Senator Rick Scott, the chairman of the National Republican Senatorial Committee, he says that Republicans will have at least 52-seat majority in the Senate. I mean, is that what you're seeing when you're out there, when you're campaigning with these people? Do you think that'll be the margin?
Lindsay, I'll tell you what, I'm going to be in Nevada later this week campaigning with Adam Laxalt. And in the spirit of the battle-born state, if 52 is the over-under line, I'll bet the over.
All right. Listen, let me ask you this. From what you're seeing, if you had to give advice to people in the last 7 days, tell them to lean more into one issue or one message. You've got, obviously immigration, crime, inflation out there. What's your advice based on what you're seeing on the ground?
Well, unfortunately, we've had so many setbacks over the last 2 years since Joe Biden took office. There's too many issues probably to focus on just in 1 week. But I think most Americans are badly desiring into this inflation. So many people have trouble feeding their families, filling up their tanks, paying their bills at the end of the month. So many families are struggling. Second, the quality of life in our communities, from rising crime to a drug death epidemic, to schools that are not teaching kids reading, writing, and arithmetic while they are indoctrinating them with these ideologies. I would focus on simple quality of life issues. Those are going to be important whether you're in a deep red state like Ohio or a more democratic state like Washington or Colorado.
Something I think has been interesting is we've seen a diverse pool of candidates for Republicans. How important is that as we kind of see the Republican Party change?
We have a lot of great recruits in the Senate, and then, as always, many more in the House just because of the numbers. I've gotten to know a lot of these recruits in the House through my Veterans to Victory program, as we were talking about earlier. I think it's a great thing to have more veterans in Congress. And I think having more representatives and more senators who have different perspectives on life, people who have served in the military, like J.D. Vance, people who have been in business, like Blake Masters, people who have been veterans advocates, like Tiffany Smiley in Washington State, or heart surgeons, like Mehmet Oz in Pennsylvania, brings necessary and useful knowledge into the Congress and helps us all work better together when we have those kind of diverse perspectives and knowledge bases.
Senator Tom Cotton, I want to thank you for coming back on the show. Congratulations on the new book, Only the Strong. I hope it rockets up the chart. It's a must-read for everybody, especially as you guys get ready to take the majority. It gives everyone a sense of what's at stake and why it's so important.
Thank you both. I appreciate you having me on.
You bet.